Yo, what's up, Sinners? Infinite Sin back with another reaction today, guys. I know it's been a long time since I've done a reaction, but things have been busy. I've had a lot going on, and I've been trying to catch up on my sleep schedule. Things have been unsuccessful with that. I don't know what's going on with me. Winter's coming. I feel like a bear. I've been hibernating. It seems like no matter what I do, I can't get enough sleep. I could sleep for 18 hours and still be tired and want to go back to sleep. I don't know what it is. So today, since I need to get my energy up, I need to get back into the flow of things, I'm gonna go ahead and start on a reaction. Today we're going to do J-Hope's Daydream. Guys, I hope you're ready for this. If you haven't already done so, go check out my Patreon, see early access vids, and get caught up with the Bon Voyage and Run BTS series that I'm doing. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, go follow me on Twitter. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So for those of you who are new, we're gonna do 3 parts to this. I'm gonna do a reaction where I watch the video, give you my reaction, and if that's all you're here for, that's fine. You're free to go about your business after the fact. But if you want to learn more about this song, stick around because I'm going to do a lyric translation and check for any visuals that may be within the video. So y'all sit back, let's watch J-Hope's Daydream. Ooh. Oh, I like that.
Like this, 모두 날 받아치워 나의 fantasy. If I was something, if I was something now, if I was something, if I was something now, it's a daydream.
Hmm. Okay, okay. I see you, J-Hope. I see you. All right, so I'm gonna give my opinion on this video. There's a few things I see about it that I'm going to address in the visuals aspect. There's a lot going on visually in terms of color, in terms of surroundings, in terms of visual effects. There were a few things in there as well. But what I wanna address is that usually when I hear J-Hope songs, they're more like they feel more upbeat than this one was. This one was more of like a mellow, I'm vibing, um, you know, chill mode type song. It reminded me a lot of like early '90s, not like maybe R&B. R&B. That's the kind of vibe I was getting off of it, which is just it's different. It's not weird, but it's different because like normally I'm used to hearing J-Hope get uppity and like real upbeat high energy songs, and this one was more chill and mellow, so I really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot going on that I can address in the visuals more than I can address in the reaction. We don't know what was said entirely because usually translations tend to, not be so on point within the video. I like to go to dual set, check her stuff whenever I can for that. And I know you guys trust that as well. What did you guys think of this video? I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I'll be addressing more of this in the visuals aspect. So if you want to know more on my thoughts of this, stick around. Hang out to the end part of this trilogy / 3-part video thing I'm doing right now. And that's all I got on the reaction. You guys, I'm going to bring up everything for the lyrics. I'll be right back. Y'all hang tight. Alright, so we're back with the lyric translation. If you guys are new to this, what I like to do is I like to read the lyrics, watch the video up until a certain point, and we just repeat that process until we hit the end of the video. See if we can't kind of decipher the message a little bit better than just the message that we received from the initial reaction. Now, I didn't get much from the initial reaction in terms of what the song was about. Appreciated what was in the video and the energy behind the video, but didn't really understand everything in terms of lyric translation. So we're going to use dual set to do our translation today, like we do every other time. And I'm going to go through my process, and maybe at the end of this, we'll know what this song's really, really about. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing J-Hope says, he says, "My character is half and half. Who knows? A life I strive through as a public figure. Who knows? Restraining my large appetite. Who knows? Always getting out of breath from daydreaming. Who knows?" Now let's eliminate the who knows. The repetition of the words who knows is just there for an added effect. Kind of emphasize, his confusion or his, what do they call it? His, what do they call that? His thought process, whatever. Okay, his deliberation between what is and what should be, essentially. So it says, "My character is half and half, a life I strive through as a public figure, restraining my large appetite, always getting out of breath from daydreaming." And this is just kind of like a premise to the song. This is the lyrical opening. It kind of sets the tone for the song. It says, "My character is half and half. I live one and the other at the same time. Half and half. You think of half and half milk, half this, half that in one box, right? One carton. All right, a life I strive through as a public figure, that's one half. Restraining my large appetite, always getting out of breath from daydreaming, that's the second half." So we always think, I don't know about we, but I always think that if, as someone who's not really a super big public figure, what would it be like to be famous? What would it be like to have eyes of the world on you for doing the things that you do, and them being so massive that you have such huge following, such as BTS, that everything you do is watched. Now there are some things, and I'm not a famous YouTuber, but I do YouTube. There are some things as a YouTuber that I have to be wary of before I do, just because I do have a few eyes on me, and I have to make sure that my image is not altered based on some of the things that I do or say. And I can only imagine what it's like on that upper scale level that J-Hope has to go through. So it says, "Restraining my large appetite, always getting out of breath from daydreaming." The daydreaming part doesn't necessarily have to be what would it be like if I were famous, or in his case, if I weren't famous, or if I didn't have to follow all these rules, right? Restraining my large appetite is like, what else could I be doing? That could also be that. So I want to cry in peace. I want to party like crazy. That I want to feel my heart fluttering with love. It's kind of weird looking at it, reading it without the "I knows" at the end of it. Makes me think that he's talking to himself. It's almost like his inner self is talking to his conscious self. So subconscious speaking to his conscious about, I just wanna be left alone. I just wanna cry in peace. I just wanna party like crazy. I just wish all these eyes weren't on me so I could go do what I want. So I wanna feel my heart fluttering with love. Now, does that mean that he's sad? Or does that mean that he wants like to be in a relationship? Or does he want to experience both? Is he experiencing both? Do we like, what does that mean? It could be a multitude of things. He says, yeah, I know. And it's like, cause me, right? Like, I feel like that's an iteration of him saying, like, I'm talking to myself, I know all these things already. I just needed to say them out loud. It's kind of an interesting concept to read that first verse and break that part down. And it was, as a fan, we don't really think about the things that they have to give up or do without. We just think about the things that they have, right? So it kind of brings attention to those small details. So everyone must have caught like fish. Everyone must, I'm going to assume B, everyone must be caught like fish in a net called desire that results from thirst in life. A universal psychological escape. Even I cannot swim out of it. Not denial of reality, dissatisfaction, maladaptation. It's not any of them. Love my rule. So everyone must be caught like fish in a net called desire that results from a thirst in life. It's like temptation is what we're all caught in. And it's not like you're never satisfied. There is no satiation behind some of the things. You could have all the things in the world and still need something. And I feel like he's portraying is like, look, I have money, I have friends, I have a great job, I do what I like, but there are still things missing in my life that I need, and that desire is this net that no one can escape, right? And it's a universal psychological escape. Even I cannot swim out of it. He's just caught in it with the rest of us. It's not a denial of reality, right? He's not denying any of this. There's no dissatisfaction, no maladaptation. It's not any of them. He's just like, I don't know what this is. It says love my rule. It's just that for once, I want to draw a different picture of my life, a canvas dream, sleep. It's like he's essentially just saying, for once, I'm just tired of it. He's either tired of it or he wants something different. And it's kind of like, how do you say that without sounding like you don't appreciate what you have? And this is actually a very creative way to bring it about. So we're gonna watch the video up until this point so we catch up, and just beyond the boundary over there is going to be our next startup point. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so we hit that point. We hit it fast, which is actually kind of scary. But we hit to that point. So you can see kind of like some of the things going on. I'm going to try so hard not to watch this back because we don't need to look at the visuals just yet. But I want you to look at this landscape, this empty mass void of landscape. My screen's over here, so I'm pointing over here. But look at this mass landscape. This desert of emptiness, right? It's like the whole world's in front of you, but there's nothing there. Kind of symbolism. I like this. This looks really neat. Okay, so the next aspect says, beyond the boundary over there, let's feel it. Like the hole Alice fell into, like the path leading to Hogwarts. It'll be a world of mirages, and it'll be my own world. It'll be exactly like what I imagined, but it won't last forever. Okay, so let's talk about beyond the boundary over there. The boundary over there could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be a point. It could just be your own mental point, your limit, right? Let's feel it. It says like the hole Alice fell into or the path leading into Hogwarts. They're both entrances to this magical world that exists and doesn't exist at the same time, which is actually pretty interesting because the hole that Alice fell into was literal hole, right? But it took her to a world that was beyond reality. And then Hogwarts's entrance was the fake wall, right, at the train station, but it was in the video, it wasn't there, but it was there. It's kind of weird that he mixes the two together, but it has its own poetic imagery to it. Said it'll be a world of mirages, a world of magic, a world of fascinating things, right? You don't necessarily have control over it, but you have control over it, kind of situation. And it says it'll be my own world. It'll be exactly like what I imagined, but it won't last forever. And that's interesting that he brings that up, because I never thought about that in these stories. The world that they're in doesn't last forever. The story that they're in never lasts forever. And I don't know if that's part of the writing or if that's part of the way things have to be. Like, you can be in a world of pure imagination. Oh God, please don't copyright me for Willy Wonka. But that world will never stay, forever. So it's kind of interesting. And it says, shit, wishing on a sky, wishing on a star. If there's the sun, I would want to dream, wishing on a sky, wishing on a scar. If there's the moonlight, I would want to wake up. Now, it's cool that he went from, it's a scar on both of them. I was going to say, if he went to star to scar, that's interesting. Okay, so wishing on a sky, wishing on a scar. So if you're wishing on the sky, you're wishing on endless things you know nothing about. If you're wishing on a scar, you're thinking back on your past. If there's the sun, I'd want to dream. If there's the moonlight, I'd want to wake up. It's almost like he's saying that you have all these dreams and regrets, but you want one while you have the other, and when you have the other, you want the one you had. It's kind of there's no happiness. There's no happiness. Kind of crazy. It says my daydream, last daydream. And we'll get to that point. So okay, so the next part we get to says, so when I get drunk until I go crazy, so when I go out without worrying about work, let's feel the youth, young, wild, and free. Let me also give it a try. So it's like he's reached this point where he's thought about it long enough, and now he gives 0 F's about it, and he wants to go out and do what he wants to do. Let's go out and experience life. I've been an idol for so long. Let's go out and do what I want to do, and just, F the people, F the paparazzi, and the people who are being judgmental. I don't care about what others think every day. For those of you who don't know what the term every day means, it means every day. Okay? So I don't care about what others think every day. I do what I want with my feelings every day. I'm a lover who snipes at the heart if I like it every day. Now, in this orange text, it says, Sarangkun? I hope I said that. Sarangkun is a combined word of sarang, which is love, and kun, a noun ending in for a person who enjoys or is good at something, and therefore means someone who values love and loves with all their heart. It is only a letter different from sarangkun. Sanyangkun, where means hunting, which explains why J-Hope used a particular word of jogyuk, sniping. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, it says, I satisfy my appetite without formula. And I'm going to skip the error days. You guys can see it. I satisfy my appetite with a formula. I ignore my character. I want to cry without feeling ashamed. Dream list at the top of it. It is to deep sleep with no concern about money. Now, I feel like the world is driven by money, right? Everything you do costs something. Whether it be financial or mental or emotional, you have to pay the price to get something. Like, let's say J-Hope's case, he's an idol, right? He wants to go let's just say go to the park. But the cost of that is knowing that there's going to be people there who want to talk to him, who want to be exposed to him, more or less. Like, if I were a celebrity, I went to the park, right? And my biggest concern would be like, well, am I going to run into any crazy fans who could possibly like go nuts while I'm there? I was like, yeah, but that's the cost you got to pay in order to do that, given your situation. Everything has a cost. It's not just about money. They said, but he's about to satisfy his appetite without a formula. His formula being that he's gone through his life and this scheduled routine every day. Wouldn't it be nice to shake up the mix and just go out and enjoy life instead of having to work all the time? And it sucks because I feel that on such a personal level. Part of not having a job and not being in the workforce is that I don't know how I'm going to get back into the workforce and become that person again when I get back into it. And I'm dreading the day. But like I said, everything has a price. So I want to cry without feeling ashamed. The dream list at the top of it is to deep sleep with no concern about money. Now, wouldn't it be great if this world were just everything was free and there were no boundaries or limits due to financial worry? No bills, no cost to get on anything. Sometimes it's not the Garden of Eden, you know what I mean? I wish it were, but it's not. So beyond the boundary over there, let's feel it. Like the whole Alice fell into, like the path leading to Hogwarts, it'll be a world of mirages, and it'll be my own world. It'll be exactly like what I imagined, but it won't last forever. So daydreams, they don't last forever, and that's the sad thing about daydreams. You know when you've been in a class or you've been daydreaming and you're just like this, and then you come back to reality and you're like, and you don't know what's going on because you just like went into that world, and you're sad, right? When you come out, you're like, shit. But when you're there, it's like heaven, and you don't even realize it's happening until you come out of it, which is the sad part about it. So, all right, we're gonna catch up.
So what I get drug 미칠 때까지 So what I go wild 별 생각 없이 젊음을 느껴보자고 Yo wild and free Wild and free 나도 한번 해보자고 치타 위 나 보는 girl all day 내 감정을 내 맘대로 해 all day 맘에든 돌격하는 사람 good all day 공식 없이 욕구를 풀어대 all day 성격을 무시해 all day 부끄럼 없이 울고 싶다고 all day Friendless 그였으니 너무 걱정 없이 That's it 저기저 경계선을 넘어 느껴보는 거야 앨리스가 빠진 구멍처럼 보고 바트게 하는 것처럼 신기루의 세계일 거야 그리고 내 세상일 거야 상상 그대로일 거야 넌 영원하진 않을 거야 We're gonna start it We're gonna start 해가 있다면 꿈꾸고 싶다고 We're gonna start it We're gonna start 달빛이 있다면 변하기 싫다고 Like daydream Oh daydream Oh daydream Ooh daydream Hey yeah
Okay, so we're on the last verse. This is why do you dream? If someone asks me back, I'll sound like I'm asking for too much. Orange subtext says, I checked the official translation provided in the music video. I'll sound like bragging, but it's not quite what it means. When translated directly, means a remark made with one's stomach filled. When someone says, therefore, the person is wishing to have more when they already have all their needs and some of their wants fulfilled. Now, it's the subtext kind of it kind of spoke for itself, but I guess they just put it in for extra additives. So it says, why do you dream? If someone asks me back, I'll sound like I'm asking for too much. I'll say that I'm putting things down for a moment, and then I'm following my own mechanism, and that I'm getting some rest. Alright, so why do you dream? If someone asks you, so why do you dream? Why are you lost in your imagination? What else could you want? Kind of question. In this context, I feel like that's what they're saying. If someone asks me back, I'll sound like I'm asking for too much. It's like you sound like you're ungrateful, essentially, is what this set of 3 lines is saying. Why do you dream? If someone asks me back, I'll sound like I'm asking for too much. And he doesn't want to sound like that because he is appreciative of everything, but he just doesn't want to sound like he's asked for too much. There's nothing wrong with wanting more, right? But as long as you're happy with what you have, you know, not being 100% satisfied is what keeps me motivated sometimes. It's like if I'm a perfectionist, right? So when I'm working on stuff, yeah, it'll be good, but I'm not 100% satisfied with it. Or I'm like, well, what else can I do to it? You know, make it look cooler. It's not that it's not good. It's just it could always be better kind of situation. And in terms, it's kind of an ungrateful thing, but at the same time, it's not meant to be. It says, I'll say that I'm putting things down for a moment, that I'm staying following my own mechanism, and then I'm getting some rest. Now, this is kind of like in the denial phase. Like, I'm saying that I'm putting things down for a moment, and I'm staying following my own mechanism. I'm getting some rest. It's like me saying, yeah, I'm just taking a breather. You know, I kind of got some things going on. I want to follow my own vibe, right? For a little bit. And in terms, it's like, yeah, I'm busy, but a lot of the times when I make reactions, it's due to the fact that that's because I wanted to. I wanted to make a reaction. When I take a break, it's because I'm either burnt out or I've got a lot of stuff going on and I can't really put it to the front and make it my priority. So it's healthy to set things down from time to time just because you need to, you know, and take a break, you know, go walk around, do something else for a little while, come back to it when you have the energy and the focus to do it. And if you think in terms of daydreaming, a lot of times with daydreaming, it keeps us from doing certain things. And the only way that we can get over that daydreaming is to find the solution to get rid of that daydream, either to get what you want or get some sleep, because sleep does help and it gives you energy to focus, right? So I feel like he's saying there's a distraction there and I have to figure it out. Saying, what's this? Diving into the daydream, all the swimming is for me, like this, all my footsteps and my fantasy. So he's saying, when he says, what's this, his subconscious or others telling him, you know, like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm diving into my daydream because all the swimming is for me. This is what I want to do. Like this, all my footsteps and my fantasy. So split those two apart. Say, what's this, like this. And then say, I'm going to dive into my daydream. All the swimming's for me, all my footsteps and my fantasy, right? It's almost like he wouldn't have to be in this fantasy world if he could just be who he wanted to be. But at the same time, since he can't be who he wants to be or do what he wants to do, he would like to at least have the freedom to think about those things and how it could be if he could. So it says, if I want something now, if I want something now, that's a daydream. Daydream, that's a daydream. And it's a cool play on words. I like how the sounds are similar. Said that's a daydream. Daydream. Kind of interesting. I don't really know what to make of that. It's just like things are starting to blur together between reality and dream world, I guess. He says, wake up. And it's like he's telling himself to wake up. At the same time, society's telling him to wake up. So we're going to watch the end of the video. I'm going to give my summary of this and we're going to roll through it. Wow, there's so much going on in the visuals. I really can't wait to pick it apart. So, pause. I just want to get you ready. Okay. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the lyric translation. I know it was a lot to consume. I know I talked fast. It probably was over repetitive on some things. But in terms of what we learned from the song, it's like even Doesn't matter if you're famous. It doesn't matter if you're not famous, and it doesn't matter if you have all the things you want in the world physically. You still want some things not physical, right? Like who doesn't want for something is the big question here. I don't understand how anyone could not relate to this song in terms of like, yeah, you could have a million things in the world, you got everything you want, but you probably still want something still, after the fact. And it doesn't make you ungrateful. It's a human thing, Is it greed? Maybe. But I mean, in terms of being happy, what do you need to make you happy is, I feel like, the big question that comes out of this song. And that's what I pulled away from it. So if you guys pulled that same theory away from the song, let me know. If you pulled something different away from the song, go ahead, write it in the comments. Let me know your theories on the song. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know if I got close. If I did, cool. If not, I love to learn, Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be right back with the visuals. Sit tight, and I'll be right back. All right. We are back with the visuals to J-Hope's Daydream. Guys, I hope you stuck around. If you have, great. If not, it's cool. Don't worry about it. If you need to bail out now, that's fine. If you're still with me, we're about to go over the visuals on this video. There's a lot going on. Some things I want to address in terms of color. Some things I want to address in terms of, like, things that are happening in the video. And some things that actually could possibly relate to the BU, but probably not. Just a little, like, maybe one thing. And I'm looking for my glasses. I'm trying to figure out where I put my unchroma glasses. They're on the table. Okay, I'll go get my chroma glasses and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. I've got my chroma glasses on. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am colorblind, red-green colorblind. There are certain colors I do not see, and since this video is so full of color, I want to make sure I wear these. You guys, I'm pretty sure, are going to appreciate me seeing everything for the first time. So this is going to be like rewatching the video. We're going to go over the visuals. We're going to see what we see. I'm going to tell you what I see, and if you've thought about it before, cool. If not, you'll see it with me. Alright, let's get started. Let me ask a question. You guys can answer this in the comments. Why do they use the same color scheme for everything that they do in terms of videos? I've noticed at least 4 or 5 different colors. They're always the same colors in every video almost. When they use color, they use these colors. Let me know. What's the story behind that? Do you notice how the room kind of closed in on him? Just kind of closed in on him. The world around him, the people watching him, it just kind of closed in on him. And this fish looks a lot like, what is it, Dory from Finding Nemo? If you remember Dory always forgetting things after being told them, always wondrous of the world, always being seemingly caught up in her own thoughts, like, daydreaming, essentially. I think that's pretty cool. Fish caught in a web. Okay, and then this one. This is a studio, right, with a green screen of a Grand Canyon around, right? I think it's pretty obvious. We know that this could never be transported to, like, the desert or the Grand Canyon. We all know this, right? But the wraparound screen that they have for this room, and that the world is a desert, both symbolizing that there's a vastness in possibilities, right? But also the fact that there's a whole world out there that there may be nothing but desolation, all portrayed in one picture. And he's just sitting there staring out at it, wondering, not knowing. Just interesting. It also makes you wonder how many videos in this world by how many artists have been behind a green screen. We're just not known. Got that whole 90s clothes thing happening. Did you see the cereal box? It said shit on it. Look at that, dude. That's cool. What does it say? Toilet paper. Wow. Are those rolls of toilet paper instead of teeth? Ugh. The symbolism, though. It's like a fake smile. This whole Rick and Morty thing they got going on in this was insane. The first watch through. Now I think this is funny that he's sitting on himself. So this is like his subconscious inside his daydream. This is the colorful world that's being sung about, the world of possibilities. It's scary but fascinating at the same time. And the reason I say it's scary is because I mean, you could tell all these things are drawn very clearly. Like, this is the island, right? This is the ocean, the shore, the mountains. The airplane is drawn pretty well, but the fact that it has the curves and the weird color kind of throws you off. So does that mean you should be confident about the world outside of what you know, or should you be scared of it? I don't like ham. I don't like ham. You see how he's eating the ham? I guess that's ham. Right? Ham and toast and eggs, right? I'm not a huge ham fan. Gives me indigestion, so. Label. 5 points if you could tell me what this painting is. Wait, what does shoes say? Fendi? Is that what this says? One more time. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Fendi. What does that mean? Love the purple smoke. Or blue smoke. I'm sorry. I know these are. It looks blue to me. Bluish purple. Some of it looks blue. Some it looks like cotton candy. It's really weird. Okay, so I love the This is masked. This is what we call a mask, right? We would put this. We would take each frame, go frame by frame, right, and we would outline the smoke, and then I mean, like, every little bit. We got clean edges here. And then we would take the saturation and change it and a little bit of the hue, right? And turn the smoke from being white or gray or whatever color it is, and then transform it, move the cog along the color wheel until we find the color that we want, and it'll change objects' colors, which is why this is not red. Yeah, that's why that's not red like it normally is. And it kind of makes me question, is this wall supposed to be a different color? Since all these are different colors. Kind of interesting. But, you know, if you look at the symbolism behind this, is that his dreams are taking off into outer space. He did a good job of following it, but he didn't follow it quite right. Watch. I like this. I like that he's floating in this world of possibilities. You know, he's got the universe in front of him, the world behind him. The world could be what he knows, and the space could be what is to come. I like the effect that they did here, because this is actually just a picture of the world. These stars were added in, you know, because you could see the stars in the earth. There are no stars that are that close. So this is actually just its own screen. right here. So like, let's say we have an image of the Earth beyond the black sky behind them. I'm sure some of these stars in the distance are probably real, but they added the particle stars and interlaced it in the screen, which is what we call, like, if I take a piece of footage and I have another piece of footage and I need to blend them together, like, I would just set them both to the screen and then they blend and it become one screen. So that's something slight that you don't notice at first unless you're looking for it, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, don't panic. I panic every time I get a phone call. The colors are crazy. I look at the light coming from under his bed. It's almost like it's a beacon of hope, like a lighthouse on the sea. And you know it's supposed to be something positive because he's dancing all around his bed. He's got very buttery tones to his voice. Notice that toy plane turned into a real plane? Which, if we remember correctly, inside the BU was the plane was possibilities taking off, right? And we only saw it in a few spots, which is the only tie I have to the BU. It kind of makes me wonder if the story has its own parallel to what's going on in their real lives. So that's going to be my take on the visuals, and that's going to be my take on Daydream, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the visuals the most out of everything, and the message behind it is actually very relatable. I don't know if you could relate to it or not, but I definitely did. But I hope you enjoyed everything. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This is running kind of long. If you enjoyed what you saw today, hit that subscribe button, follow me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. I will be back soon. I've got some things going on. Things are busy, but I will be back soon. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay healthy, and I will check you guys later.